Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Moms Making Money podcast. I'm your host, Marli, and I am so excited to be with you today. Whether you are listening while folding laundry, during your commute, or maybe even during your precious or maybe even during that precious nap time window, thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. Today, I'm going to address another one of the most common misconceptions that I hear from women who are considering becoming a sleep consultant. It's something that comes up in almost every single conversation that I have with potential students, and it is what is holding back so many talented women from pursuing this career path. So it is definitely a misconception that you need to already be working in the healthcare field or already have experience in the childcare industry to be successful as a sleep consultant. This myth keeps so many talented, passionate women from pursuing what could be an incredibly fulfilling and profitable career path. I do totally understand where this idea comes from, though. Sleep is a health related issue, and we're working with children, so it seems logical that you would need specialized training in these areas. But the reality is completely different. First of all, we are not giving out medical advice. We are not medical experts. We are there to help families through parenting challenges that they are having that are leading to these disruptions in sleep. And I also want to share with you that I was recently looking through our database of graduates and I was analyzing what backgrounds led to the most successful sleep consulting businesses. Do you know what I found? There was absolutely no correlation between having a healthcare or childcare background and then building a thriving sleep consulting practice. None whatsoever. What I did find was that our most successful consultants came from incredibly diverse backgrounds, and many of them only had one thing in common. They were moms who went through sleep challenges with their own children. That experience led them to becoming passionate about supporting other families through the same struggles. It can truly be as simple as that. Let me give you a few examples. We have graduates who were previously corporate executives, teachers, retail managers, and stay at home moms. One of our most successful consultants, Brittany, was previously working in marketing with zero healthcare or childcare experience. She now has a thriving sleep consultant business with a six-figure run rate. Another graduate, Michelle, was a high school teacher who struggled with her daughter's sleep before learning strategies to improve their entire family's sleep. Now she specializes in helping families with toddlers, and she has built a thriving practice that is allowing her to go full time in her business this year. She told me recently that she had initially hesitated for over a year before enrolling in our program because she wasn't sure how she could do it with no business or sleep background. Now she laughs about how unnecessary that worry was. We also have a customer service rep, a marketing executive, a stay at home mom, a journalist, and even an accountant among our top earning graduates. Their backgrounds had nothing to do with sleep or childcare, but they are thriving in their businesses. So, again, you do not need to have an extensive background in healthcare, childcare, or any other similar industry in order to be successful in this business. What you do need are two critical things: passion and motivation. So, let's break these down. And we're going to start with one thing at a time. And the first thing is going to be passion. I will say this a million times during your journey with me. You cannot be successful in this business or really in any business if you are not genuinely excited about and passionate about what you do. But in sleep consulting specifically, passion is absolutely critical. You have to actually care about families' well being. You have to be genuinely passionate about helping moms reclaim their lives and their sanity by getting better sleep. If thinking about transforming a family's quality of life through better sleep doesn't excite you, this work is probably not right for you. I remember when I was still in my corporate job, I would find myself staying up late researching sleep solutions for friends and family members who were struggling. I spent my lunch breaks crafting detailed emails with sleep suggestions for my coworker who was at his wits' end with his newly adopted baby sleep. I wasn't getting paid for any of this. I was doing it because I genuinely cared and because I was fascinated by sleep and how I could help. That is the kind of passion that I'm talking about. Think about it this way. When you're passionate about something, it doesn't feel like work. When a client texts you at 7 p.m. to share that their baby just went down without a fight For the first time ever, you feel that rush of excitement and pride. That is passion. When you're creating a sleep plan for a family and you can already envision how much better their lives are going to be in just a couple of weeks, that is passion. I will share a quick story that illustrates this as well. One of our graduates, Kristen, worked with a family whose 18-month-old had been waking up four or more times a night every single night since they were born. The mom was functioning on basically zero sleep for over a year and a half. She was at her breaking point. She was literally crying during their consultation. She felt like she was failing at motherhood, and her marriage was strained. Kristen implemented an easy to follow, solid plan with this family, and within 2 weeks, that toddler was sleeping 11 hours straight at night. The mom sent Kristen feedback a few weeks after they finished working together, and she was in tears, but this time it was tears of joy. But this time it was tears of joy and gratitude. This is what she said. I just want to offer my sincere thank you. It was so nice to be able to start sleeping. It is so nice to sleep for longer stretches again. For me, the most valuable thing was having someone in my corner guiding me and also encouraging me. There is nothing worse than your baby crying and protesting every sleep opportunity. You were the calm reassurance I needed to keep going. You were also so open to my experience and did not judge my past attempts at helping my son sleep. And that is the kind of impact that you can have as a sleep consultant. But to stick with it through the challenging times, you need to genuinely care about making that difference in families' lives. Because while parents are amazing to work with and seeing the positive outcomes after working with them is absolutely fulfilling, and truly one of the best feelings ever, it's not always easy. When parents come to us, they are often at one of their lowest points as parents. They are feeling defeated. They're questioning everything that they've done. Maybe they've tried countless strategies for improving sleep and seen no success. They've read all the books, they've joined all the Facebook groups, they've tried all of the suggestions from well meaning fans and family and friends, and they are exhausted, they're frustrated, and sometimes they're even a little bit desperate. So when they start working with you, they may be in a negative headspace. If they don't see significant progress right away, it can lead to them feeling defeated or like things are not going as they should. As a sleep consultant, it is incredibly important that we help them navigate the situation in a positive way while also maintaining our own boundaries with our personal life and business. We also need to not allow their emotions to impact us negatively. We have to remember and remind them that children are not robots. I cannot even tell you how many times I've had to say that to different students who are in situations where they feel like they are not seeing the progress that they want to see, or that things aren't going as well as maybe they did with a past client. It takes time to see improvement, and it's not always going to be straight line improvements. There will be setbacks, there will be challenging nights, and that is completely normal in the process. I remember working with a family who had a 9-month-old who was waking up 4 to 5 times a night. By night 3 of their sleep plan, they were down to just one wake up, which was tremendous progress. But then on night 4, the baby was suddenly back to waking up every hour again. The mom texted me and she was in tears, convinced that we were going back to square one and that nothing was working. In that moment, it would have been really easy to get discouraged along with her. But because I am so passionate about helping families with sleep and I was confident in the process, I was able to encourage her to stay the course. And I explained to her that setbacks are normal. They are often caused by developmental leaps, teething, or just the natural ups and downs of building a new skill. She stuck with it. And by the end of the week, they were back on track. 2 weeks later, that baby was sleeping through the night consistently. Helping families stay positive while giving them a solid plan with realistic goals and expectations is absolutely key to success in this field. I have found time and time again that if somebody enters this business without the genuine passion for helping families, they get frustrated more quickly and they find themselves losing excitement about continuing the work. The second piece that you need is motivation, the drive to do what it takes to run this business. Any business that you start is going to require tenacity and persistence. And I really feel like this ties back to, again, the passion for the work. If you are not passionate about what you do, it is going to be so much easier for you to quit when things get hard. And things will get hard at times. That is just the reality of building any business. Building a business is like riding a roller coaster, and I hate roller coasters myself. There are incredible highs, like when you get that first paying client or when you see a client's baby sleep through the night for the first time. But there are also really challenging moments, like when you're trying to grow your social media presence and it feels like no one is seeing your content, or when you're waiting for those first few clients to book consultations. Inside the Cradle Coach Academy, we provide you with everything that you need to be successful from both a sleep and business perspective, along with all of the mentorship that you need to thrive in both areas. We give you the sleep education, the business frameworks, the marketing strategies, and the ongoing support. But if you don't come in understanding that this is a business that requires effort to find the results that you're looking for, then you are setting yourself up for frustration and for a struggle. You need to approach this opportunity understanding that it is going to take effort and persistence. Your dedication to it and your ability to bounce back when things get tough are what ultimately will lead to profitability. You will see it pay off as long as you bring that tenacity to the table. Let me share a more detailed story about one of our other graduates, Leslie. Before becoming a sleep consultant, she was a marketing executive with zero healthcare experience. She had a successful corporate career, but was missing out on time with her kids and feeling unfulfilled by her work. She ended up becoming a stay-at-home mom for several years and then was ready to get back into work, but she didn't want to go back to the corporate lifestyle, so she became a sleep consultant through our program. When she first started her sleep consulting business, she struggled to get clients. She created social media posts and spent a lot of time on them, but they got very little engagement. She hosted free workshops that only a couple of people attended, and she found herself questioning whether this could work for her. But Leslie was so passionate about helping families because her own sleep journey with her kids had been so transformative, and she had seen how impactful her support was with her volunteer clients. She remembered how it felt to be that exhausted mom, desperate for solutions, and she was determined to help other parents avoid that struggle. That passion kept her going whenever initial marketing efforts seemed to fall flat or when a client case was particularly challenging. She kept showing up, refining her messaging, building relationships in her community. She made more effort in building local connections and putting herself out there in other ways outside of social media. 6 months in, something shifted. Her consistent efforts began to gain momentum. One successful client led to referrals. Her name started coming up more in local mom groups. And before she knew it, she was getting consistent clients through these referral sources. What made the difference for Leslie was not her background. It was her passion and her persistence. She showed up consistently. She kept refining her approach and she never lost sight of why she was doing this work. And here's something important to understand. The training that you receive in our certification program is designed to give you everything you need to know about sleep science, child development, and family dynamics, regardless of your background. We teach you exactly what you need to know to be a knowledgeable, effective sleep consultant. In fact, sometimes coming from a non healthcare environment can be an advantage. You can approach the material with fresh eyes without preconceived notions. You can relate to parents as a peer rather than as a medical authority figure, which can build a different kind of trust and rapport. So if you're sitting here thinking, I don't have the right background for this, I want you to shift your thinking. Ask yourself these questions instead. Am I passionate about helping families achieve better sleep? Am I willing to put in the work to build a business around that passion? Can I be persistent when challenges arise? If you answered yes to these questions, you already have what it takes to be successful in this industry. Your background in healthcare or childcare or lack thereof is not what will determine your success. What will determine your success is your heart for this work and your willingness to push through the inevitable challenges of business ownership. With the right training and support, you can absolutely build a thriving sleep consulting business regardless of your professional background. I see it happen every single day with our students who come from all walks of life. The banker who becomes the sought after sleep expert, the teacher who transforms into the go to consultant for toddler sleep issues, the stay at home mom who becomes the entrepreneur with a six-figure business. Their common thread is not their background, it's their passion and their persistence. Let me lead you with one final thought. When families are looking for a sleep consultant, they are not concerned about your professional background. They are looking for somebody who genuinely cares about their struggle, who has the knowledge to help them, and who will support them through the process. All of those qualities can be developed all of those qualities can be developed through the right training program and a genuine passion for this work. So, if you've been hesitating to pursue sleep consulting because you don't have what you perceive as the right background, I hope this episode has helped you see that you have what you already need, which is passion and motivation. That is all for today's episode of Moms Making Money. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. It means so much to me. Your support will help me continue creating content that empowers moms to build businesses they love. And if you're ready to learn more about becoming a sleep consultant with the Cradle Coach Academy, head on over to our website at thecradlecoachacademy.com/contact, where you can schedule a call with me or our graduate Michelle to discuss if this is the right path for you. We are currently enrolling for our live certification program, and we would love to help you explore whether this could be the career change that you have been looking for. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you next week.